guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Kenny, aka Texas S on Instagram, and I guess I have a little bit of break from school, so yeah, and I got car parts piled up, so some videos are coming back slowly. I apologize for the lack of content. I actually tried to make a video during spring break on coilovers. I actually still have them over there right now, but they're the 17 plus coilovers for Lexus IS rear wheel drive, and I got the bottom mounts for the pre-facelift, so the 14 through 16, which is my model, and tried to mount them, but maxing out the struts with those bottom mounts threaded up all the way, it was still too high, like stock height literally, and I couldn't do it, so I just took it off. I discarded the video. I mean, there was no point of doing a coilover video with that kind of height. But yeah, today is something different, doing a different fog light setup on my car. I pretty much have right now the iJDM toy fog lights, really bright. They were great for as long as I had the car, like 4 years now, but I think it's time to upgrade. I did have a little bit of problems with them, like sometimes the electrical connections were not solid together and it would flicker on and off, and it's too splotchy, you know, like it's not a true fog light where it shines low into the ground. It shines on the ground for sure, but it shines way too high, like it can cover a 3-story building pretty much. But yeah, we got a new setup here. Let me show you what I picked up. So this is the fog light kit I got off of Amazon. It's pretty much a same kit as a Windjet fog light for the Lexus S, and it comes with the wiring harness and everything, the button on and off switch, the housing itself with the projector lenses here, and then halogen bulbs, which we are going to switch out, and then the on and off switch for the fog light. Yeah, I actually got these LED bulbs for this fog light kit. So these are H11 switchback LEDs. So every time I turn on and off my fog lights, they will change from white to yellow. So whenever you start your car, they're automatically on white, and then when I flick it off and then flick it back on, they'll turn yellow, which is pretty cool. It's like a 2-in-1 instead of having the iJDM toy, which is one color fixed. Basically mine's yellow, so yeah. Alright, so pulling out the wires out of the box, this is what you get. The kit I got doesn't come with instructions, and then these bulbs are just separate from the kit itself. So this larger wiring harness, this is where you're gonna get your power to the fog lights itself. So obviously this end has a positive line, goes straight to the battery, and then this thing plugs into, I honestly don't even know what it's called, but this thing here, I mean, it's all plug and play, so I'll just plug that together like that. This red to the battery here, and this is an inline fuse, so it'll blow out the fuse before it blows out the fog lights. And then on the other end it has a ground, so we'll just tap it to an existing ground somewhere inside the bumper up there, metal to metal contact, and passenger and driver side fog light connections. And then this yellow is just to send data from the remote, which is this smaller harness, to here to cut it on and off, basically with this button here. So yeah, this button is also plug and play. It has a notch there, and this green plug here has a indent there also. So those two plug together like so, and then that's where these come. This will get tapped in for power when the headlights and daytime running lights turn on, and then when they're off, they'll turn off. Ground obviously, and then this is just the signal to send straight to this other yellow wire right here. So yeah, those two together to send signal to turn on and off. And then this red extension is basically plug and play for the yellow. It's just connecting them two for a longer length through the firewall. I know that is a bunch of information and a bunch of talking all at once, but honestly, I'm just here to show y'all how to do stuff, and I just want to show y'all like what you have outside of the box, and then show y'all how to do it on the vehicle itself. So yeah, let's start getting into the vehicle. Start with the button, and then we'll go through the firewall and then wire the fog lights together. Alright, first we're gonna hook up our buttons on this top plastic piece right on top of the blind spot monitoring system. There's gonna be 5 extra holes here for you to pop out. What I find is easiest is to pop this plastic out first, and then this will drop down. Alright, so you can use a plastic pry tool to move this open, but I think I can just remove it without that. I need to reach through here to remove this piece of plastic here and grab a better leverage. Like so. And then from the bottom right here, you can be able to rip this side piece out. Alright. Like so. And then now this top piece can just be pulled out. And that's all you pretty much need. We're just gonna pop out this button right here. I'm gonna do the first one. You can pop out whichever one you want. Just so it's easier to move, we're gonna unhook these wires. I'm gonna be removing this gray wire right here, and then there's a black one right here also, so that this can move down freely. Oh, there we go. What you want to do is just push these two tabs in right here. This tab, and then this tab. And then it'll just push right out. And now we can get our plug switch that we're gonna use and plug it right back into there. Pretty simple. So now that we pop this button out that you want it to pop out, we're gonna install the fog light button itself. And I'm just following the blind spot monitoring light is on the top, so I'm gonna put the fog light bar up there on the top also. And then I also looked up online of other vehicles, and the fog light is beaming to the left, so that's how I'm gonna do the orientation. And it just snaps right in. Just push it in there, and we should hear it click like so. And you can test the button out. It's very flush, very nice. Remember, it's just the green harness. It's the only one with the plug like this. And then it's gonna have the black ground, split red positive, and then the yellow signal sender basically. Perfect. If we take a look inside here, right behind this black connector, there's a bolt right here. That's exactly where we're gonna tap our ground to. Not tap, but connect our ground to. So we're just gonna, I believe that's a 10 mil. We're just gonna loosen that and then apply this black horseshoe connector thing right behind that bolt so it gets ground power. Just gotta break it a little bit and then you can hand thread it. Once I got that loose, I'm just gonna slip in this black one right behind here and thread it right back on. So I have my ground, as you can see, is hooked right there, right behind that bolt. It's a 10 mil. And now we're gonna use this, we're gonna tap this red wire to a source that turns on when we switch the position to this. Which is the daytime running light, and then the headlight on. And then when it's on auto at night or off, it will cut off. I mean, not auto at night, but like auto during the daytime, it'll turn off. So yeah, it turns off when it's supposed to, and then it turns on when we want it to turn on. When we unplugged this gray wire right here, gray tab, attached to it was actually this blue plug with the green tape on it. And what we're gonna tap into is this green wire in the pin, which appears to be the one in the middle, right there. We're just gonna use a line out connector that connects this red wire to that green wire. So yeah, in the packaging itself, it comes with this connector here. It basically lets you merge two wires to get signal out. So it's like a T-tap connector, except it runs like parallel next to each other. And once you put your first wire in, which is gonna be that green wire, we're gonna put it in, slide it through here all the way back to the wall. So that's gonna be this hole closest to my finger. And then the red wire that we have just dangling around right here, that one is gonna go into the hole right next to that green wire, and then we'll smash them together with this crimper right here, and it's just gonna cut through the rubber on the wires and then send metal to metal contact through here, and then we just close it up so it doesn't back out. But yeah, let me do this real quick and then I'll show you how I put it there. We're going to need this blue connector here. I guess for more access, you can remove this green tape. It's really not necessary, it just helps it organize it. You can cut it or do whatever you want to it. Mine just pulls off like that. Remember, we're tapping to the green wire. That has the signal, sends when to turn it on and when to turn it off at the proper times. You could test this with the voltmeter also. It's basically eating the green wire. And the green wire is in there. And now we're gonna use this red wire here and just slide it right in. Then now you're gonna need something to crimp down the metal piece here. So once your green wire and red wire are sitting next to each other, it can be crimped down so they can get connection for each other, like so. As you can see, they are flush now, like the metal is flush with the plastic. You want to give it a nice tug so it doesn't pull out. Also the green one, you just want to slide the plastic around. So yeah, this pretty much lets this red wire get signal from the green wire to turn on and off. So yeah, once you crimp it down all the way, then you can cover this, bend this plastic over in a clip, and now it won't be bothered. We can replug this gray plug back into the speedometer brightness and odometer button control. And for now, I'm gonna just leave the rest of this wire dangling. We're gonna have to get this yellow wire connected to this red wire here through the firewall, and I'll show you that real quick, because what this wire does here, this yellow wire to the red wire, is gonna send signal from the button to the fog lights to turn on and off whenever they need to. We need to get this red wire through the firewall so we can connect this to the fog light, and the end on that side is a female plug, so we have to get the male plug through this side. So that's the female plug hole is bigger on that side, so we need the smaller hole to go into the female, but we need to get this wire through there. So how we do that is I'm gonna have to tie this to a hanger here. Basically, you need something stiff and sturdy to get through the rubber grommets on the firewall right here, which I'm gonna show you. And once you get that through, you could take the hanger out and throw it away, whatever, and then plug that in. It's just easier to put it in when it's, you know, stiff. Let me show you this grommet right here. So I've already passed stuff through this rubber grommet right here, but to make things easier, there is a, I don't know what to call it, I guess a nipple. You have to cut this end here, and that will give you straight access to the inside of the car. I mean, I've already wired something through, I poked my own hole, but yeah, we're gonna do it this way, cut the nipple and then put it through so it's easier to slide through. All right, so I've got my hanger through. I'm just holding it right there. And we're just gonna pull that all the way through and connect it to the yellow wire. After connecting that red plug to this yellow wire here, we're just gonna tuck in everything away because we already finished everything behind here. So now that we've gotten this far, we have this red wire dangling out of the firewall. So this is gonna come to the passenger side and hook up to the wiring harness. Basically, this is how it's gonna lay. So the blue thing is the fuse. It's gonna be on the passenger side because that has to connect to the battery. And then following this end, we have a fog light connector here, which goes there. We're gonna be removing those also. And then this plug is gonna connect to that red plug there. On this side, we have our fog light connector for the passenger side. And then that other plug that plugs into this dongle connector, whatever it is. I don't even know what this is, honestly, but it fits in there, so you obviously have to plug it in there. Like so. And this will hook up to the battery. And then there's also a ground on this side, so we have to ground it somewhere back there. So I'm in a sticky situation again. This always happens to me, I don't know why. This happened with me with my rotors from R1 Concepts. But yeah, I got two driver side fog light projectors. The shrouds I got are both different, so they're passenger and driver side, but yeah, I will follow up with customer service on this. It's like a whole new week. I finally got the replacement parts in. This is how it looks. Yeah, there's passenger and driver side now. They should be like symmetrical, not exactly the same. For ease of install also, I have put my front lifted so I could take off the wheels and get easier access to the fog lights. Which should mean to remove those tabs if you just had the stock vent in there. Just like so. It's just those two tabs on the top and then this tab on the bottom here, and then this one is kind of just clipped in there, so yep. Now what we're gonna use is this piece right here, which is labeled LH for left hand, driver side. We're gonna be putting it in like, yeah, basically there's three screw holes there. three 10 millimeters, and we'll just screw it from the back into the existing holes. So I already have problems with this fog light. I mean, it's very secure already, but you're not gonna be using all the hardware. These tabs right here with this little notch right here are original OEM tabs that come with the car. This one is not. I had to use the one supplied with this fog light to be able to screw that one in. The bottom one I got in really easy. Fitment was great. Top one, I had to switch this out so it could fit. Fog light is very secure, but this one I can't. There is no pass through. I mean, there is a hole, but they don't align, so yeah, I can't screw in that one. When I add the fog light cover here, the fitment is perfect. You won't be able to see the screws that I didn't screw or screwed in, but yeah, the fog light itself shines right through the hole, and that is satisfying to me enough. But yeah, it's not shaking or anything. It's not gonna be vibrating while I drive this bumpy spring ride. Basically, we're gonna do this to the other side. This would be so much easier with the bumper off, but that is what we're gonna be putting the negative to. So you have to unbolt it from the back side, and to use that we have to use a wrench. Ratcheting wrench would be very nice to get this out, but yeah, it takes patience, but we're doing it that way. There are more grounding spots if you find one elsewhere, but this will be my choice. Alright, finally got this all tightened up with the ground going to the white and black wire here, which is also ground, metal to metal contact. Now we are going to feed this yellow cable, which is our switch line, through the fender. Alright, once you get it up through the fender, I had to remove this plastic so I can reach through the crack on top of the wheel well and then on under the fender here. But yeah, I'm gonna merge that yellow wire that we just had to the red wire that we had through the firewall, connect them like this, and just for it to be more secure, they do click in together, but make it weatherproof and more secure, I'm gonna use electrical tape, just wrap it around, make sure that's extra secure, and tuck everything away and hook it up to the battery. Alright, and now that red wire that is dangling from the passenger side goes straight to the battery. Did the same thing with the fender on that side. This red wire will go straight to the battery, 10 mil off, hook this on, tuck everything, and we'll be able to test the lights. Everything is hooked up. Now I will be testing how they work. Basically, I think at first startup it's gonna be white, and then every time I turn it off and on, it will turn to the other color, the switchback color, which is yellow. So yeah, let's switch it real quick and show you how it looks. We're gonna go one click up. Our switch here is powered on, but it's not clicked in, so that means it's off. It's just the DRLs right there. Let's go ahead and give it one click here. So yeah, they turned on white here. Let's take a look at it. Make sure both are working. Driver side here. Passenger side. Looks really good. The beam is very sharp, cut off there. Now let's do the switchback off and on. That's off. Turn it back on. There we go. The yellow lights work. Look at that. Holy. I'm hyped. Look at this. Dang. This is me right here. Yeah, if you leave it on the on position for the fog light switch, and we just switch the light column switch right here, it'll still work. Off, on, off, on. Right above the fog light is a screw. It lets you adjust the height of the lights, but I think I'm gonna leave it on like this right now, and then I'll adjust it later down the road. Here is the fog light shroud, whatever cover on. It's very sturdy, it clicks into place. Both sides are on, and the bulb is right in the middle, or projector. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for the video. As you can see, the fog light kit works. I believe it is like a rep of a Windjet fog light projector, but any brand fog light with a switch, pretty much the same install no matter what vehicle. The previous ones I had were IJDM toy. The only problem was that it was a projector lens, but it didn't have a cutoff line, and it just splattered like light all over the place, like blinding people. And the connection wasn't secure, so it was pretty loose because it just taps to the DRLs, where these are actually plug and play. Right now my car is like in a rebuild zone. That's why I haven't been posting on Instagram. I broke my front lip, bent my wheels. Before I bent my wheels, my tires blew out. Yeah, too much stuff is happening, but I do have parts coming. I do have parts stored, so just stay tuned. I think you'll like the new version of this car when it is ready. With that being said, thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.